welcome Alexander Ludwig to Pure Country, and congratulations. I know I was supposed to wait till the end to talk to you about this, but you are officially our iHeartRadio Future Star for the month of November and December.
Shut up.
Dead serious.
Shut up. Are you recording this?
I'm recording this.
Okay, good. That is ridiculous.
You
Thank
didn't know?
No.
Okay, well, maybe I wasn't supposed to tell you, but surprise.
I mean, I knew that I was talking to you. I mean, they might have. Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So Let Me Be Your Whiskey will be the song that we will be just playing like crazy on all our Pure Country stations. November, December, you're the iHeartRadio Future Star.
Wait, so what is this? Where do these stations play?
All across Canada. So we have 16
God.
stations.
Wow. I can't swear.
You can swear, we'll bleep it out.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It means so much to me also because it's like, yeah, that just made it real. Like I think that there's so many times I rack my head, like, why the hell am I doing this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just love it so much, but it's like, you want people to know that this is coming from a real place of just, this is something that I grew up with and I love. Mm-hmm. And I just can't thank you enough. That's really, really amazing.
Well, we're so excited. I met you briefly on the red carpet at the CCMA Awards, and I remember you saying, we talked a little bit about Sean Austin because I know you guys have a long-standing relationship, but I remember you saying this because I just watched the interview that, this has been something that you've loved your whole life, and to actually get the time and the opportunity to do it is so cool. And I mean, to have not only a whole album out, but now to just see people really responding, and, you could be doing anything in the world right now, but obviously music means something to you. So to get recognition for that is really cool.
No, it really is. There's just really like no words, especially from like my home country, and it's like, and I don't know if the hardest part is like what goes on in your own head, or because I think so often we kind of make a bigger deal of it in our own heads than we do outside. But like, I've just been so blown away by how supportive people have been, and the fans have been, because I just didn't expect that. I thought people were going to go, what the hell is he doing? Why is he doing this? And, yeah, I'm just really grateful. That's really, really cool. Yeah, and it's good to see you again, by the way.
Yeah, you too. So I think the country music community is definitely one of the most welcoming groups of people. So it's no surprise that you're feeling that way of, people not responding the way you thought. Yeah. Right? And obviously you loved country music for a while. I saw you wrote a song when you were like 12 years old, but this is a song you actually co-wrote, which to come out, as being an actor for all these years and no one maybe really knowing how much music is a part of your life, and, having a song, Let Me Be Your Whiskey, be playing that you actually wrote. How cool is that you're like, wow, I'm really doing this?
It's wild. What's even crazier is that like I fought to make sure that song was on the album because, you only have so much control. Like, there's people that are above even my pay grade that make the decisions, right? So yep. I just said this was like one of the first songs I wrote when I got to Nashville, and it means so much to me. And Mike Delaney, who I wrote it with, I wasn't signed at that time, so he wasn't even like, he was doing this because he was just taking a shot on me. So I really wanted it also for him. Yeah. So, the fact that this was the song that was chosen to go to Canada it's just poetic justice. I'm just, very, very excited about it.
Super cool. And, obviously, like your family, you guys grew up listening to country. I mean, I grew up in Canada too, so I know what that's like. It's definitely
like I have to explain that to everybody else who's not from Canada. I'm like, no, we actually have a pretty big country music community here. It's just, yeah, people don't. I know realize
people find that really strange, but I'm like, country's a big deal in Canada.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does your family think about this? Because obviously you've had some really cool things happen in your life in the acting world, but how did your family respond to you going, hey, I'm going for the music thing?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm so lucky. My family's always been so supportive with everything. I think it really hit home with my mom though. And this is a pretty crazy story. I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but when I was 9 years old, I was begging her for my first guitar, and she went to, do you have Tommy Lee Music Store and where you are? Have you ever heard of
No,
that?
no,
It's
I've
so
heard of it, but
yeah.
I've not been to one.
Okay, so it's like a music store chain, and she walked into this guitar store and convinced the guy that worked there, he was like 25 at the time, to come by the house and teach me how to play. And for 10 years, we would play together. And I told him one day when I get my record deal, we're going to play together, and of course that was like a little joke we would say. He
Yeah.
ended up in Nashville and playing with a buddy of mine, Brett Eldridge, and played for him for years. And now he's literally sitting right over there.
No
And
way.
we're on tour together. Yeah.
What
So
a
it's pretty,
full circle
yeah,
moment.
yeah, it's pretty wild.
That's amazing. Well, hey, you put it out in the world way back then, which
Yeah.
is kind of cool to see it come to fruition now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Really.
what does it feel like having a record out? Because, a lot of times when you're a new artist, it takes a minute to get a record put together and Highway 99 is out. Like, does it feel real?
Yeah, I mean, it's feeling more real now. Like I say, it only really started to feel real like these last 2 months. Like this is making it feel more real. Like we just arrived in Germany, and I found out that we have the number one song on Amazon country music in the country right now, or number one album here, which is just like crazy. So now it's starting to feel like, whoa, like we're really doing this, and people seem to be responding, which is amazing. But I mean, it's been probably at least 4 years since my first trip to Nashville.
Wow.
So, and even that's fast, I think, for a lot of people.
Yep.
Some people, to even so, I'm just, and this was never like I never even expected any of this. Like I just wanted to go write music in
Right.
Nashville. So it's pretty incredible, and it's starting to feel more and more real. And as we play these shows, um, it's getting very real. I can't wait to come play a show in Canada, though. I want to play Boots and Hearts. And
Oh, well, that's a great one if you're going
yeah,
to. Boots and Hearts, if you guys are watching this, which I know some of the people there. I also host at Boots and Hearts, so maybe
no way.
I'll get to introduce you on stage. That would be pretty
Oh,
cool.
that'd be awesome. And I've never actually got to go because I've always been in the States and working. So it'd
Right.
be really great to be able to sneak that in.
That would be so cool. Okay, I want to read something to you because I was going through your YouTube channel and just like listening to songs and watching you play some. This was from 2 years ago. You released Let Me Be Your Whiskey on YouTube. And
Yeah.
somebody wrote, his name is Ben, and it hit me for you. So I was like, I want to read it to you. It says, I'm a huge country music fan, and this is so much better than a lot of the stuff on the radio. This brings me back to the classics I grew up listening to. If he keeps making music like this, I'm going to be a huge fan.
Wow. Yeah. I
That's
mean,
pretty
like
cool, right?
it's yeah. Like I really, really try not to read anything because you can have 1,000 positive comments and it's the one shitty one that's gonna
Yeah,
wreck, right? But
that one's
it is,
worth reading
yeah, it's things like that that keeps me going, you
for
know. I
sure.
think sometimes we all feel this like imposter syndrome, right? But like that is the greatest comment I probably heard because that's what I set out to do.
Right.
That's what
Did
I
you
always said.
grow up listening to the classics of country? Like, is that you? Because I can hear it in your music that you've been influenced by that time of music.
Yeah, like I grew up, I mean, if I'm being very real with myself, my main influence is probably 90s country.
Okay.
But and as I got older, I became more fond of the classics. So
Right.
like, I would say like the first, introduction was probably like early Kenny, Dirks, Eric, and Jason, right? And
Yep.
and then I always loved Dolly Parton, obviously, and Shania. And then as I got older, I started getting really into like, uh, George Strait, Alan Jackson. Um, those were like the main ones. But I would definitely say that those have huge influences those are the kind of music, that's always been the kind of music I want to make. And what I loved about country music is that whenever you went, it was just like a big party. Like
Yeah.
I would tell people, like, you don't understand the vibe. Like when you're at a country music festival or concert,
Yeah.
it's one of the most like accepting, loving, and just fun times you will have.
Yeah, for
That's how I've
sure.
always tried to live my life anyway. So yeah.
That's why I love working in country music, because I've worked in other
Yeah.
genres, and coming back to country, it's the people are so genuine. They support each other, which is hard to find in any industry really. But it's always like that in the country music community. And we could not be happier that you are a part of the Canadian country music world. So we absolutely can't wait to get you to Canada. I got to catch a bit of your set at the CCMA Awards, and it was awesome. And it was cool to
Uh,
see how many people there were like actually mouthing the words back to you, which was really cool.
I know that was like yeah, I was shocked at that. That's what like that's what my favorite part about playing live is like when that happens, like that was always the dream, is like just one person.
Yeah.
Like I played the show, I opened for Easton Corbin like when I first started, like, and in the middle of nowhere, Georgia, and some girl drove 6 hours from Florida to come see me open, when like I had maybe talked about it once. It wasn't like I promoted it. It was like a last minute thing.
Yeah.
And she came out and I just remember being like, this is what it's about. Like these kind of connections with fans and
For
people. And
sure.
yeah.
Well, I'd say you probably should get used to it, because it's going to happen more and more every single time. Thank you so much for doing this. Have fun in Germany. And congratulations once again, Alexander Ludwig, for being our iHeartRadio Future Star.